which today I made the mistake of doing my makeup without looking in the mirror, which was not a good idea. I'm honestly like, I've been thinking about the different things that I want to do in terms of just like content and stuff like that, and I have a lot of good ideas just about getting adjusted in and getting started with it. So yeah, I think it's gonna be good. There's just so much going on and nothing going on yet at the same time. It's like I've just gotten started, but there's so much that I'm still trying to, wrap my mind around. I don't know, I guess like at the end of the day, I'm always thinking about different ways that content can be more interesting, more interactive. It's been a bit my job for a while, so it's like, I think it's just different making content specifically focused on what I would like, because I have to focus on what I have to offer. I don't necessarily know like how people are going to receive that, and if it's what they're like looking for and whatnot. Which I mean, it's kind of just like up in the air, but it's more so just like getting acclimated with being comfortable with that. Yeah, so I think that's really just what it is. I just feel as if that's what it is, for me personally. But yeah, so today was a day. I wish I could tell you how tomorrow was gonna look, but I just don't know. I'll probably do some shopping tomorrow, window shopping, get some lists together so that when I am ready, I can just go out and get the exact things that I need, because the room is not together yet. It's actually a pretty nice size room. I haven't showed you guys like the fullness of it, but it's I want to kind of like really make it a spot where it's very cozy, it's gonna be very me, it's going to be exactly what I'm looking for in my own space for now. So you guys will most likely be with me on that journey of like getting the items that I want, and whatnot. So that's gonna be fun. But yeah, I had the option of getting the furniture beforehand, but I decided to kind of wait it out because I wanted to take my time curating everything. So I just got a little mattress here and my blankets, and so I'm just gonna work from that. I want to get my guitar stands. I still need like stuff for my instruments, and then this closet here, I have clothes in it right now. My other closet has all of my recording and camera equipment, but my closet, I actually want a clothing rack. A clothing rack that's probably just gonna be like along the wall somewhere, and that's gonna have all of my shoes, all my clothes, all just right there. And this space, I think, is gonna be like my room that I can hook up like my I want a desktop, my desktop computer and stuff like that in there. That's probably where I'll do like streaming, because I do want to start streaming, and I want to start playing video games again. I haven't played them in a long time, so you guys will definitely see me organizing that room as well. So that's gonna be fun. Right now, it's just about like getting my life together in a new place. That is an old place technically, because I've lived in the city before. It's more so just about getting my life together for me as an individual. For many years, I've just kind of been following along with like whatever my parents were doing, which is something that they don't necessarily encourage you not to do. A lot of the times they're just kind of like, oh, you're rocking with us because you're part of our family. And then sometimes they kind of like miss the mark on how much that can kind of trip you up on figuring out what works for you, for a lot of different reasons that we will not get into right now. But yeah, so I guess like for now, it's like, I'm saying like so much, goodness gracious. For right now, I'm working to figure out what works for me. There's so much that I want to do, but there's always like this feeling of not necessarily impending doom, but like the world's on fire. So, everything's gone crazy. The government's scary. There's so much stuff happening that you kind of, as a hopeful person, as somebody who likes to think about the future, you have such a hard time, because it's like, oh, like everything bad that could possibly be happening is happening. So I'm just kind of like trying to make it work, but I'm not aware of the fact that we're all in limbo right now. I feel like that's just something that you have to take into consideration. Like, there's a lot of bad things going on around here. There's a lot of bad stuff that's happening that a lot of us don't have any direct control over, that will directly affect us. It's very frustrating. Very frustrating, very exhausting. It becomes very, like, emotionally anguishing, if that's a word. Like, you just feel a lot. And there's not a lot of places that you can just feel a lot at. So, I mean, the best thing that I can do as an individual is, attempt to make my experience as less of a suffering experience as possible. And hopefully I can do that for anybody else. I feel like it's the best that I can do right now. I really do hope that things do get better in different ways. I do feel like a lot of different things that are happening with the deconstruction of a lot of different things is very necessary and very mandatory for us to move forward. But it's just like, as a whole, there's so much going on that you can't kind of like walk around here and be like, oh, we're in La La Land, we're having fun. This is not fantasy. We're not having fun right now. Straight up not having a good time. Like, so that's that. I mean, the best thing that I can do is try to make it work in a world that's really not built for me to survive in. What else do we do? What else do we do? But yeah, so I'm gonna shop for furniture for my room. And now I'm gonna go brush my teeth and figure something out. I'm probably gonna go to bed and get some rest so that I can get up, because I have to start my workout routine. And I need to go shopping. Oh gosh. Okay, I need to go grocery shopping. I need to make a meal plan as well. There's so much stuff that I got to do, just to kind of like have a system and have some sort of like rhythm that's gonna keep me on my feet as long as things are just, bumbling up and bursting. So, I mean, yeah, I feel like my best bit of encouragement, my nose is itching. My best bit of encouragement for anybody watching this video: do not ignore what's happening around you. Do not ignore the experience that everybody else is having, but do not let it overwhelm you. There are moments where if you need to close the door and pretend that all is well for just half a second so that your brain and your body isn't shut down, you're not a criminal for that. You need relief. You need a moment to not feel like the weight of the world is on your shoulders. That is a normal human thing. We are not meant to be in an extended place of suffering. That is not natural to us. So do not look at yourself like, oh, I'm weak if you can't handle it, because you're not built to handle it. None of us are. So, drink your water, take your vitamins, do what you can to persevere. That's all we can do. And I believe that you can do it, and I believe that I can do it. And if we just, keep it on, there's a possibility that everybody that we don't like that's making all this worse dies before we do. So there's no concern. We're gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be okay. It has to be okay. Yeah, there's just a bunch of different things that I want to start doing with my life that I'm going to do, that I am in the process of doing now. Because anything can happen at this point, and I feel like it's super important. Just like jump in and do what you can now before it's too late. So yeah. And I wonder what everything's gonna look like 2 months from now, 3 months from now. I wonder what I'm gonna be like, what my life is gonna be like. There's just so much that I never feel like I have a full handle on what's happening. Internally and like in my life. I know what's happening in the world. I know what's happening to other people. I can read into that very easily. But there's just this difficulty that I have with sitting down and registering, where am I? What am I experiencing? What is this called? How do I get out of it? How do I, move to this place or move to that place? Should I stick with it? Is this something that I'm supposed to be experiencing? Is this something that I shouldn't be experiencing? I'm always thinking about all of these different things. And sometimes the thinking does get in the way of the feeling. But I also notice that there's a bit of sometimes knowing or naming a thing takes away the scariness of it. I'm a very firm believer in that. So I know like so many different people get antagonized for like thinking deeply or overthinking, but sometimes it's not super bad. Sometimes it opens the door for you to be able to understand yourself, and it takes away the big scary energy of something that you don't understand, because thinking about it and really dissecting it leads you to understand it. So I just personally am in a place where I'm working to figure things out. Thank goodness I'm young, I'm 22, so there's a lot of different things that I have not experienced yet. There's a lot of stuff that I have experienced. Yeah, I just simultaneously feel super young and super old at the same time. There's just way too much going on. I'm trying to figure out like what I want to do in general with... I'm waiting for the day where when I think about what I want from the future and I think about what makes sense to me, I don't think, oh, I'm just not going to be angry anymore. I'm just not going to be sad. Or I'm just not going to be scared all the time, I want to be able to think about my future and be like, oh, well, I'm going to have a hot tub in the future. These are the things that I'm going to have. That's what I would like my thoughts of the future to be. I don't always want it to be like, oh, I'm just not going to be suffering. As if that's like the best thing that I could possibly reach for. And I guess if you're used to just not having a good time, or you're used to being stressed, or you're used to being traumatized on the regular, not being that way, not feeling that way, not experiencing that is the best thing that you can think of. Okay, so this is what I'm trying to say. I'm in a place of healing where the best thing that I can think of right now is limited because of the fact that I haven't reached a place where I can fully conceptualize a life that doesn't include suffering. That's it. And it pisses me off because I know that happiness exists. I know that being content with your life exists. I've just never had it before. And it's so frustrating to not even be able to think about how that can look for me, because I just had never reached that place. So I just kind of have to walk blind to get there. And I understand that it's like, it's a hoorah to be able to just move forward and be like, okay, I'm going to get here. I want to heal. Like, yes, congratulations for stepping in and wanting to heal. But it's like, nobody talks about the part of healing where you're fucking frustrated because it's like, well, yeah, I want to be happy. What does that look like? What does it look like for me? I've seen what it looks like for other people. Like, what does that look like for me? Because at this point, wanting something as small as not suffering, I know is not the creme de la creme of what I'm supposed to be aiming for. It's just really, sometimes I get mad. I get mad about not having normal things as a child and not experiencing, normal familial relationships with my extended family and with my immediate family because of trauma, because of stress, because of, the government, the state of the city, the state of my family, the state of this, the state of that, It's just hard. It's just hard when you think about these different things, and it's just frustrating. It's just really maddening to me. Yeah. I know I talked a lot, but it's just like, this is my channel. You're going to hear me talk. This is the stuff that I think about. I just think about what is happening to me, around me, within me and within others. And I hope it makes sense. I hope perhaps maybe I can say certain things that maybe you may be feeling or you may be thinking that you've never heard before, you've never been able to communicate, because I want people to know that they're not alone. And at the end of the day, I'm always looking to feel like I'm not alone, because the majority of my life, that's what I felt like. I felt like that in a room full of people. And it's not necessarily that there's anything inherently wrong with me. It's just that there are moments where I'm operating at a place where that is uncomfortable for other people. Authenticity and honesty is uncomfortable for people, especially when they feel safest operating in lies or in a fantasy world. And I, as an individual, have come to respect people's desire to stay in a fantasy. People a lot of the times don't want freedom. They don't want to be happy. They want things to just make sense to them. How a lot of people feel like if you tell them the truth, you are betraying them or you're attacking them, and they will treat you like it. I've experienced this shit firsthand. They will really respond to you like you are an enemy to them because you are being honest, because you want what's best for them, because you are like, hey, you know, I see you moving in this way, or you have this habit that is harming you. You don't have to do that. So yeah, I feel like 2026 is the year where I've been saying this regularly. 2026 is the year where I mind my business. I cannot help you. I can't help you. Because I've been in a position to where people have like relied on me, but they didn't really want to rely on me. They wanted to rely on me, but they didn't want to rely on themselves. That's a better way of putting it. They would rather me be the one that takes the hits for them, that does all the thinking, that does all the hard work, so that they can stay in La La Land. And I'm not doing that anymore. I don't get time for it. I don't have the energy for it, because at the end of the day, when you are the default, nobody else is behind you. Nobody else is there to be your default or to help you. I'd rather no one be a default for me at this point. I would rather me have a mutual relationship with each individual in my life where we balance our, you know, human experiences together. That's the best type of relationship that I can think about as an individual and as an adult. I want somebody who can, you know, give what they're getting, you know, give what they receive, that type of vibe. That's the only thing that can work for me. Yeah, that's the only thing that's going to work for me. I need to be able to have that, you know, resonance. And if I don't have that resonance, I'm very uncomfortable. I'm at a point where it's just kind of like, if you can't match where I'm at, if you're not going to match my freak, we can't vibe. We can't vibe. We can't.